the necessary alienation. Why greatness cannot be governed by common values. We have all heard the saying since childhood, a healthy body is necessary for a healthy mind. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. They are delivered to us with the weight of absolute truth, hammered home by well-meaning parents and teachers who genuinely believe that the path to flourishing is a straight line paved with push-ups and sunrise alarms. Many parents became devoted evangelists for this gospel of early rising, meticulously explaining, as if revealing the secrets of the universe, how greeting the dawn magically conferred wealth and wisdom. Many people embrace this logic so completely that they spend their lives sculpting their bodies or rigidly policing their sleep, in the quiet hope that such discipline will sharpen their minds. In my opinion, this idea is not just mistaken. It is a subtle and sometimes cruel falsehood. Not all muscular, athletic types are embodiments of higher intelligence, and neither lifting weights nor religiously waking at dawn makes us any degree more intelligent. These maxims comfort the common person because they promise a predictable transaction between virtue and reward. Yet the annals of greatness tell a different and far more disturbing story. The individuals who reshape human thought do not exemplify these common virtues. They violate them, suffer for it, and produce works that transcend the very standards by which they would be judged. Greatness negates common systems of thought not out of rebellion, but out of necessity. Consider the apotheme of the early riser, a belief so ancient and widespread it has fossilized into unexamined common sense, from Benjamin Franklin's industrious chirping to the current cult of the morning routine. The case of René Descartes refutes it with tragic finality. As a young student at the French Catholic College of La Flèche, Descartes was recognized as a mind of rare power, and his teachers allowed him an equally rare privilege. He remained in bed until late morning because his most profound intellectual work occurred in those quiet, horizontal hours of half-waking contemplation. The common rule did not apply to him precisely because he was uncommon. The irony is fatal. Later in life, Descartes accepted an invitation from Queen Christina of Sweden, a rigid early riser who believed morning hours were the only virtuous hours. She demanded he lecture her at 5 in the morning, in the bitter cold of a Swedish dawn. The philosopher, whose constitution was never robust, soon perished. The historian Alfred Benn, in his History of Modern Philosophy, captures the grotesque mismatch between the Queen's ceremonial reverence and her practical inhumanity. Upon Descartes' arrival in Stockholm, the pilot who had conveyed him reported to Christina, "Madame, it is not a man whom I conducted to your majesty, but a demigod. He taught me more in 3 weeks of the science of seamanship and of winds and navigation than I had learned in the 60 years I had been at sea." Benn notes that the Queen, in her visitor's eyes, had no fault but an unfortunate tendency to waste her time on learning Greek, and possessed a sweetness and goodness which made men devoted to her service. Yet this veneer concealed, in Benn's unflinching judgment, a heartless selfishness. Christina, an early riser, required Descartes' attendance at 5 in the morning. He was by habit a very late riser, lodged not even in the palace but at the French embassy, forced to cross a long bridge which was always bitterly cold each dawn. She persuaded him to extend his stay through one of the severest winters on record, yet she never altered the hour. On February 11th, 1650, Descartes died of pneumonia. The common maxim killed the uncommon mind. A rule meant to produce a predictable, disciplined mediocrity proved utterly incompatible with genius itself. It is absurd to imagine that the theory of relativity or other revolutionary ideas could have been birthed from a mind adhering to a nursery rhymes schedule. Great minds often lead troubled, unconventional lives, burning the midnight oil not out of laziness, but because the deep, contemplative isolation of the night is the silent partner to creative thought. Earning a PhD is not a testament to a perfect sleep cycle. It is a record of obsessive concentration and countless sleepless nights spent wrestling a single, unyielding problem. If the maxim of early rising fails the test of greatness, the ideal of the healthy body fails it more spectacularly still. Perhaps no Greek notion has been more stubbornly influential than mens sana in corpore sano, a sound mind in a sound body. On this view, the athlete should be the natural philosopher, the gym the nursery of the intellect. Yet this is empirically false. Wrestlers are not great thinkers, and great thinkers are rarely wrestlers. I personally find this saying rather stupid and annoying, not because I scorn physical health, but because it prescribes a single, narrow path to intellectual worth, callously ignoring the vast and varied landscape of human genius. And if a sculpted body truly housed a superior mind, how do we explain a wildly popular spectacle like professional wrestling in the developed USA? It displays peak physical condition in service of choreographed savagery, a testament to bodily power entirely divorced from intellectual enlightenment. The most devastating counterexample, however, is Friedrich Nietzsche. He suffered throughout his life from debilitating migraines, near blindness, violent gastric attacks, and prolonged bouts of depression and exhaustion. By the standards of common wisdom, Nietzsche should have produced nothing. He should have been incapacitated, embittered, and silent. Instead, he wrote, "Thus spoke Zarathustra, beyond good and evil, and the works that shattered the foundations of Western morality." His suffering did not prevent his greatness, it accompanied it. In a deeper sense, his physical agony informed his philosophy, teaching him that the will to power operates not through comfort, but through overcoming. When he wrote, "That which does not kill me makes me stronger," he was not offering a cheerful maxim for the common man. He was reporting from the front lines of his own ravaged body. History offers a pantheon of such witnesses. Stephen Hawking's mind traversed the cosmos while motor neuron disease imprisoned his body. The conceptual breakthroughs of Bill Gates and Steve Jobs were forged not on athletic fields, but in the intense, sedentary crucible of coding and creation. Isaac Newton unlocked the fundamental laws of the universe without performing athletic feats. The healthy mind in the healthy body is a lovely ideal, but it is not a universal law. It is a preference of the average, not a requirement of the exceptional. These contradictions point to a deeper structure, one Nietzsche understood more clearly than any thinker before or since. Common values, health, conformity, predictability, social approval, a stable sleep schedule, serve the herd. They ensure group cohesion and individual survival. The great person, however, does not seek mere survival. He seeks creation. Nietzsche's concept of the revaluation of all values is not a slogan, but a precise description of how greatness operates. The great individual does not succeed by climbing the existing ladder of virtue. He tears the ladder down and builds a new one, creating fresh categories of good and evil, worthy and unworthy. To do this, he must first become alienated from the common world that raised him. That alienation is rarely comfortable. It often demands physical sacrifice, social isolation, and profound loneliness. When Nietzsche wrote, "I know my fate," he was not boasting. He was acknowledging that his name would be linked to a crisis without equal on earth, that he could not be measured by common standards because he was busy creating new ones, and that the common world would not thank him for it. The asymmetry between common values and great achievement is, therefore, a tragic one. The common person wants to be happy. The great person wants to be great, and happiness may be irrelevant, incompatible, or even hostile to that aim. Descartes died because of a queen's rigid schedule. Nietzsche lived in agony and died in madness. Pascal, another giant of thought, died at 39 after a lifetime of debilitating illness. Keats died at 25. Their works endure not because they follow common wisdom, but because they violated it with singular, consuming intensity. This is not a justification for romanticizing suffering. Suffering does not guarantee greatness, and to seek out pain as a badge of depth is a fool's errand. But greatness, when it arrives, is rarely accompanied by the bourgeois virtues of moderation, punctuality, and robust health. The river that carves a canyon does not follow the old stream bed. It makes a new one, and in doing so, becomes unjudgeable by the standards of the plains. Does this mean common maxims have no value? On the contrary, they have immense value for common life. Most people are not called to greatness, and that is neither a failure nor a tragedy. The world needs healthy, decent, early rising people who show up, care for their families, and maintain stable communities. For such people, a different set of rules rightly applies. Do not try to live by the brutal, self-consuming code of the great. Their suffering was not a recipe for success. It was the price of their vision, and it is not transferable. The point is not to hurt the sentiments of anyone with a healthy body or a disciplined routine, but rather to shatter a limiting dogma. No one should feel that a physical limitation or an unconventional rhythm is a barrier to a powerful mind. Respect your own nature. If you think best in the morning, rise early. If you think best at night, do not let Benjamin Franklin bully you into guilt. The correct wisdom is not early to bed, but know your own rhythm. Maintain your health, but do not mistake physical vigour for intellectual depth. A wrestler is not a philosopher, and a philosopher is not a wrestler. And do not confuse suffering with virtue. Nietzsche was great despite his pain, not because of it. The highest wisdom for common life is consistency over intensity. The great person burns brightly and briefly, a comet across the sky. The common person endures, a steady flame. Both have dignity, but they are not the same dignity. Greatness negates common systems of thought because it must. The great individual cannot be governed by the same rules that govern the average, any more than a hurricane can be measured by a thermometer. Descartes needed his morning sleep. Nietzsche needed his migraines, not as a cause of his genius, but as the impossible terrain across which his genius was forced to travel. To judge these minds by common maxims is not merely unfair, it is a category error. It mistakes the purpose of common wisdom, which is to guide ordinary lives, for a universal law of human flourishing. A person's fine intellect is not a trophy awarded for a perfect physique or a disciplined morning routine. It is a distinct, independent flame that can burn with astonishing brilliance in vessels both frail and strong. The truly wise person knows the difference. He knows when to follow the maxim and when it must be set aside in the service of creating something that no maxim could ever contain. That is the lesson of Nietzsche's Revaluation, the burden of Descartes' death as chronicled by Benn, and the strange, difficult truth that separates the great from the common, not by degree, but by kind.